referred to as people with a cervix, people who menstruate, pregnant and lactating people. Gender neutrality and inclusion should not result in women feeling erased, and women, me included, expressing our concern and frustration again with feeling marginalized should not result in us being pushed further to the edge of the cliff. When we say that being a woman is more than biology, we're told that it, in fact, can extend to anyone. When we disagree with that, we're called transphobic. The Women's March had people asking to remove uterus art because they view it as exclusionary to non-biological women. In the end, wokeness is not on the side of women. It's denying what makes us special and unique and selling us out for retweets on Twitter.
Merriam-Webster's definition of female, 2020, 1A, of relating to or being the sex that typically has the capacity to bear young or produce eggs. B, having a gender identity that is opposite of male. They took a lot of heat for that. So they have a statement they would like me to read. Like thousands of other words in the dictionary, Merriam-Webster's entry for female has been added to over the years to reflect the ways the word is used. September 2020, we published an additional definition of female, having a gender identity that is the opposite of male, to reflect significant usage of that meaning. There has been no update to the entry since then, despite recent reports otherwise. That meaning is shown across all media in millions of examples going back to 1995, including phrases like transgender female athlete. That use of female could not be understood using the existing definitions, so a new one was added. This is the regular work of a dictionary. We chronicle the language to help everyone understand all the different ways words are used. Merriam-Webster does not invent words or meanings. Instead, we constantly monitor and review evidence of a word's use and make updates and additions as needed to reflect that evidence. We hope this helps explain why some of our definitions, including female, receive additions or changes over time. I think that's a fair explanation. I think they look at it in context. Did you have a comment?
My name's Katrina.
Katrina, go ahead.
And I've been listening, and it's hard because I've always been female in my heart and soul and mind. I started transitioning when I was 7. I've always known I was a woman. And for women to be like, well, you're not. I will always fight for women's rights. I will always want to be a part of the movement. It kind of hurts to hear that it's like, well, we don't accept you. But I'm like, I accept myself. Why can't you accept me?
Women who insist on accepting the reality of biological sex are often called hurtful. It can't be hurtful to speak the truth. It just can't be. It's important that women be able to say that women are adult human females without being told that that's hurtful.
I understand
Why do you say in the same breath that you're open to this conversation when technically you're not open to this conversation because you're still speaking from the space of what the reality is? That's not being open. And I'm not calling you transphobic because I'm not saying that you are. You seem like a nice person who may be open to other people, but that's not what I'm getting from you.
I'm sitting here listening.
Right,
you know,
that's
I'm
all
being
you're
open.
doing. That's all you're doing.
Well,
because your mind hasn't opened up to the fact of you being able to really see.
What you are saying is not only do you want me to have the conversation and be open, you also want me to accept that everything you have to say is true.
No,
and
that's
that is
not true.
fair.
That's not true. That is not true. I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to do that at all. Really, I could care less because I'm going to live my life the way I'm going to live it anyway, with or without you. But you are not open to this conversation because if you were, you would be trying to see things from a different perspective.
We're always focusing on how the trans people feel and how the non-binary people feel. There are unique issues that affect us in a way that you will never understand by the fact that we are born biological women.
Tomorrow,